What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new, fun, fresh week of fantasy football. Gonna invite in my good buddy, Mr. Improv Pete, to come join me on this amazing journey.
What is going on, sir?
There he is. You can tell he's very excited. I'm waiting for him to put the thing up so we can dive into
Oh
it.
yeah, we're gonna get to it slow.
No, because I know how excited
I'm
you
just
are for this.
very excited to be here with you, sir, for week 8 of fantasy football. Hope everybody's
Uh,
doing good in their leagues
I can't complain. Well, one league, but I can't
because
complain.
I think in our leagues, respectively, we're doing good. I know we're first in the
Well,
family league.
3 out of 4 teams are in the playoffs. If playoffs started now for me, so
I think I would be the same. I think I'm third in one, first in one. I maybe fourth in another, and then one I'm fucking way down to ninth or some
I'm definitely
godforsaken place.
jumbled in McJiggles. But I'm a playoff team. I'm just saying, as I'm jumbled at like 5-2 or whatever it is, 4-3. But
Well,
yeah,
let me tell you something. There's definitely been some players that have definitely helped me along the way, and we're going to talk about one in tonight's game who's actually not going to be playing. But I
uh,
want to thank everybody for watching here on YouTube, over on Twitch, and on Facebook Live. Saying hey to everybody over there. Remember, you got all bunch of new great stuff. We have the reaction to Uncharted, the movie. Yes, the movie with Tom Holland over on the channel on YouTube. So definitely check that out. But we're gonna go right into it. I'm so excited, sir.
good because we got
Week
some
8 of fantasy football, and guess who's back?
hard hitting questions this week. So I hope you're ready.
Oh goodness gracious!
So you want to start with guess who's back? Tell us who's back.
A running back of old, the dynamic duo. Mark Ingram is back.
There you go.
I don't have his jersey.
Well, that's not a marking
Another,
jersey.
but very excited. Very excited. I think this could be huge for the Saints offense.
I thought it was
Huge.
Reggie Bush. I was getting excited. I thought Reggie Bush was coming back.
Oh, if only. You get
Oh,
those three backs. Oh, I think this is a fantastic move. We're playing better than I would say I was expecting. I expected to be a 2 and at this rate 4 team because we had our bye week. So I was expecting 2 for 4. That first week with the Packers shocked the shit out of basically every football fan, I think, out there. And then you've had the ups and downs, and that Seattle game was not pretty last week.
No, it was not.
So you had Kamara be the NFC player of the game for offense, which not surprising, over 100 receiving yards, rush yards, and a touchdown. Looking great, the Kamara that everybody wants in fantasy. Oh, okay. Who is going to help him along that way? We still don't have Michael Thomas. Callaway's really not delivering as fantasy thought earlier in the season, if not at the beginning. People had high hopes on him. I'm not saying outrageous. We're still, like I said, waiting for Michael Thomas. Where the fuck is Tyreek Hill? Where is Taysom Hill? Because I want to see some more from that. But at the right, this is what needs to happen for the Saints offense to even consider not beating Tampa Bay, because you have Brady over there in the well played. But I don't think we're going to be the number 1 team in the NFC South. I do think we're going to be a wild card, and we need that strong running game.
You
and
do need that because you get an extra spot.
And they're going to be great.
Yeah, you get an extra wild card spot. So there's no reason for them to not make the wild card. That's why they need to do something like this. And I don't remember if it's NFL or if it's one of their like associated brands. It's like, where should Brandon Cooks go? And that was a Twitter thing. You know, obviously fans can't control where he goes, but what team makes the most sense? The New Orleans Saints again.
Granted, history. He has history. Yes, we don't have the Drew Brees. I understand.
They need weapons. They need the weapons.
Well, like you said, they could be. Look how Brandon Cooks has been this year. You would have not taken him as your first, I would say, top 10 wide receivers, top 15, top 20. But he has produced every week for me in one of my leagues.
Yeah, but again, you're looking at this NFC. Seattle's not what they were. San Fran's not what they were supposed to be. So that's 2 down teams right there. that probably would have made the playoffs. So you're getting an extra wild card spot, and then two teams underachieving. There's no reason why the Saints can't make the playoffs.
That is fair. That is fair. I will give you that. But you also have to remember Russell Wilson is out. Not saying that not saying that he was the difference maker. I'm not saying that
I hate to break this to you. They weren't good when Russell Wilson was there.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. But
and he doesn't play defense.
That leadership in the locker room.
It's not like he disappeared off the face of the earth. You have him sitting there moping around on the sidelines.
It is moping.
So it's not like he's not there. He can rah-rah the team, and coach Geno Smith up if he chooses to do so. But again, you're looking at an NFC. The NFC East is horrible. Washington's also playing down. You can throw them in the mix. So you got
Dallas is the clear-cut winner for that division.
You got Arizona, and you get the Rams. Somebody's going to win the division. Somebody's going to be a wild card. Then after that, you can't say for certain that any other team is going to be a wild card. Minnesota could be a wild card. The Bears aren't very good. We know the Lions aren't.
Yeah, but towards the end of the season, like I said, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough because everybody's going to be playing, and a lot of returning injuries will play a factor. So that's why,
of course. But again, even in your division, the Panthers started great, and now look at the Panthers. They benched the almighty Sam for a guy who played good in the XFL. So guess what? The Panthers aren't very good either. I get it. McCaffrey's out. Boo-hoo. They're not very good either. So that's what I'm saying is the NFC wild card is just so wide open that this could be a year where an 8 and 9 team makes the playoffs.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. I did talk. I was like, Dallas 100% has the fucking East.
Yeah,
good Lord.
There's no threat in that division.
There is no threat at all. But what is a threat is the Green Bay Packers taking down my beloved Arizona Cardinals. How about that for a segue, sir?
Well, here's where the question number one is hard-hitting questions come in. Because my question was going to be, are you willing to play Aaron Rodgers? He's without his top 3 wide receivers this week. But then it changed. So now I'm going to run it to you because you're the expert on both of these guys. Would you play Aaron Rodgers or Tua this week if you had to choose between them?
Between Rodgers and Tua?
Yeah.
Rodgers, 100%.
100% with no weapons out there? You're feeling good? I mean, I watch Good Morning Football like I do every Thursday when I'm doing my work, watching a dog. And their bold predictions were both running backs are going to get 100 yards for the Packers. So remind me of how many fantasy points Aaron Rodgers gets from Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon rushing for 100 yards each. How many points does that give Rodgers? I want to know from your expertise. Not many. Okay, so now that is a legitimate question is do you play Tua, who was extremely good last week and on a little bit of a hot streak, or are you playing the almost certain, I mean, obviously he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but the certain star of Aaron Rodgers who has a name, but not a lot of talent around him tonight?
Let me tell you something. Being the big Aaron Rodgers fan that I am.
Huge.
He will make plays happen. Somehow, some way. I'm not saying you're going to get an insane week from Aaron Rodgers this week. That is not to be believed. I do not see him cracking 20 points.
But so then why would you play him?
In the argument that you gave me with Tua and Green Bay, I would still play Aaron Rodgers because he's just great. Like, he's a great quarterback. And Tua going against the Bills defense, and granted the Bills.
Okay, so let's downfall. Would you play Matt Ryan then over him? Matt Ryan was available in a bunch of leagues. Just throwing it out there.
God, I would hope so. Oh God. Ryan. So we Falcons and Panthers. Well, how the Panthers have looked, I actually might play Matt Ryan this week.
Okay, but that's what I mean. These are some options you could be saddled with, you know.
Yeah, you got the best one as the first game, but
We'll throw one more in there for you. Are you a man who probably still has Randall Cobb on your lineup, on your bench? Are you playing Randall Cobb this week, knowing that
projected for double digits, first time all season?
He's the number one and probably only at this rate. Are you playing him?
Absolutely. This is Randall Cobb's homecoming. Let me tell you something. Years ago, I'm talking back in the distance, we had greatness. That was Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb. And you had Jordy Nelson be that wide receiver one, and he was getting the balls. But there was Randall Cobb doing Randall Cobb things and getting plays when plays need to happen. The focus is on Randall Cobb. He hasn't done anything so far this year in fantasy. This will be his game. Play Randall Cobb. Who else you got to play on that team?
Fair enough.
But, I mean, he's worked with Rodgers before. You have that good chemistry. I mean, if you're really hurting on wide receivers and you know he's going to get targets, it will be Randall Cobb. You're going against the undefeated Arizona Cardinals, and they have been insatiable. Fucking on the offense with Hoskins versus the defense with good old J.J. Watt, just fucking holding down the fort.
Well, unfortunately,
this game is
Watt's out for the year now, but yep.
Drag out, beat him up. But I give the edge to Arizona because of the wide receivers issues at Green Bay. So definitely, I am playing the Cardinals defense this week. Maybe you should look into that as well, because I think they could. I think this could be a big game for them too. I don't think it's the blowout that we want or expect, but I definitely see.
No more J.J. Watt, so that lessens their defense. But again, there's the top three wide receivers the Packers aren't playing. So can that run game keep them in it? Well, it's an Arizona day from what he says. All right.
No, that's the game we watching today. That's all I know.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait, though, for this game.
There you go. Let's go.
Jets are home. By the way, Cardinals were home. I didn't say that before. Jets are home, facing a very top number one in the AFC, the Bengals.
Guess
what? Are the Bengals going to slap around the Jets?
If they don't, they should probably just cancel their franchise. Just pack it up and move on.
But, I mean, the Jets are home field. You got that home field advantage.
Go ahead. Then next year, I'm going to get you in on this pick 'em, and I'll let you pick the Jets.
I'll take the Jets over now.
Granted, it's with a spread, but still, Mike White, even though he looked serviceable last week, the Jets traded for Joe Flacco for a reason. He will not be starting this week. Mike White will be starting, and that's your answer right there.
So it's definitely a easy one for the Bengals. I would choose the Bengals, obviously, but very easy game. Definitely, I could see some good points. Definitely see some points there. So Falcons versus the Panthers.
Into your game. Yeah, the battle for the NFC South.
Good Lord.
Let's hear about it. You're the insider of this division.
Now, good old Davis has not been did me dirty last week, Mr. Rush. Did me dirty.
Only last week? Okay, I'm just
multiple weeks, but especially last week.
But yeah, you keep continuing to put him out there and wonder why your team sucks.
That's a fair. But I don't think McCaffrey's back on Carolina.
No, but you don't have him.
I know. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just putting your Mike Davis logic out there.
Do we see a game from Moore? Do we see a game from, say, Ridley? Who's going to be the impact player in this game, you would say?
You need to turn it around. At this point, one team has a quarterback headed in the right direction. The other team does not. And the problem with the other team is their quarterback's going in the wrong direction. Their running games hasn't been sustaining what they need to do to probably make Sam effective. So their offense is trending in the wrong direction. Matt Ryan's actually been playing well compared to the last 2-3 years of Matt Ryan. So even though their defense is horrible, their offense has been going in the right direction. So looking at the math, Falcons are home teams. You get 3 points from that. This is a coin flip game. McJiggles thinks Carolina will bounce back. I don't know. Sam is rearing his ugly head. He's becoming New York Jets Sam, even with more weapons, which is the sad part. He didn't have DJ Moore in New York. I get it. McCaffrey's been hurt, but he didn't have anything like that in New York, and he's still becoming bad. I think the Falcons are going to take this game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think by a couple of touchdowns? What are you thinking?
No, I actually think this might be like one of those 20-17 games. The over-under is 46. I feel like it's going to be one of those ugly games. Like offense, they'll score a couple touchdowns, but then they're going to sputter, and Carolina will run into some points just because the Falcons' defense is so bad that a big play might get hit or something. I don't like that game either way.
But do you like the next game where we have the Bills versus the Dolphins? Is this a Josh Allen week to play?
Well, here I'm going to give you an insight on why nobody watches ESPN anymore. The Bills are the best team in the AFC. One of the guys goes,
Panthers will win.
Raiders are the best team in the AFC right now. The Raiders, the team who doesn't have a coach, is the best team in the AFC, not the Bills. So, I don't know. This is why ESPN is no longer credible to me. I do think the Dolphins will cover in this game. I do think the Bills will win the game. I think the Dolphins will cover just because Tua has been good. Myles Gaskin's better last week, but not really good. But I think the Dolphins will cover 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the guy on ESPN said the Raiders are the best team in the AFC. I don't know what planet he's on, but he's getting paid for this insight. I don't get paid to state the obvious that the Bills are the best team in the AFC, but whatever.
Bills, 100%.
Yeah, obviously, but are the Bills covering a 2 touchdown spread is the question. Coming off a bye, yes. So they should be healthier, but
I would vote yes, but time will tell for that one. 49ers versus the Bears. Bears are at home.
Look at the over-under on this game. 39.5. There's no faith in either offense for this game, which is scary. Extremely scary. Khalil Herbert's been legit again. Did his work last week, even with Williams coming back. So I'm not saying he's better than David Montgomery, but he's legit for now as Montgomery's still out. So even though San Fran was supposed to have a legitimate defense, and a lot of people did. A lot of people got downgraded today. Worry about it more. If they practice Friday, they'll play. So unless, I'll be concerned about that tomorrow. Except for Hopkins, because he's tonight, but he's expected to play. But yeah, Khalil Herbert's the real deal, even with that offense struggling. If you're an Allen Robinson owner, you're not happy. If you're 49ers running back owner, you're probably not happy either. But yeah, this is just not going to be a pretty game. 39.5 for the over-under. Who you got? Justin Fields?
Yeah, gotta go with Fields. Like you said, running game's definitely looking better. Obviously the missing of the David Montgomery is huge, but running game has been good. Yes, Allen Robinson. That's the problem with Allen Robinson. I take him in fantasy, but I'm reluctant to take him in fantasy because when I think of a good wide receiver, I don't go to the Chicago Bears. That's just me. But I definitely think that the Bears could make a solid run. By all means, I'm not saying putting up 20, 30, 40. Not today. This game will be a 12-9 game, like Saints versus Seahawks. That is 100% what's going to happen with this game. But Bears will edge it out. That's just my thought. Browns versus Steelers
in the Yikes Bowl, because as of now it sounds like Case Keenum's starting again. I haven't done a lot of research on Baker Mayfield this week because I'm not overly concerned, because unless you have the running backs, you're not loving those offensive players.
Well, Landry got me 6.6 last week.
Are you excited about that?
Not at all.
Okay.
Especially no Odell Beckham. What do you expect?
When Beckham plays, he gets about 3 every week. So that's what I mean. So there's not a lot to be excited about. Baker Mayfield is looking good in Thursday's practice. There you go.
So he's probably going to play then.
So maybe he plays. If that's a fact, Nick Chubb is supposed to play. Kareem Hunt, I believe, is not.
Big Chubb day.
So I feel like if Baker plays, the Browns should win this game. The Browns are the better team at this point.
I agree with that. I definitely agree. I would say Browns by at least a touchdown.
Fair enough. Then we'll cover the spread then.
Eagles, Lions.
This is scary because this could go so many different ways. McJiggles will love to hear this. This could be a week where Jalen Hurts actually does something. Throwing the ball. Could be one of those weeks, finally.
Eagles.
But this is also one of those weeks where the Lions could finally win a game because the Eagles are also so bad. So I feel like this could be a week where both teams score. So if you're owners of Swift, Hawkinson, you might be in for a good week. If you're the Eagles, you got to figure out which running back you want to play because Miles Sanders will not be out there. I know somebody on this broadcast still
has already taken him out for James Robinson.
Oh, he's already finally taken him out. There we go. See, we got the smarter Kahanik chiming in with the Lions finally win. I like it.
The Lions finally win.
I think so too. I think the Lions are going to win this game because this will be one of those times where Jared Goff doesn't implode.
Jared Goff is the issue.
He is, but this is a week where the Eagles' defense isn't as good as they used to be. So I feel like Jared Goff's not going to fumble 15 times, which puts him in good shape.
So who you got? So you think this is going to be a?
I think the Lions will finally get that win.
All right, respect. I'll join you on that. I'll say Lions. Do you think we'll see anything from God, why am I having a brain fart? My apologies, sir. Devontae
Smith.
Thank you.
I want to. I don't think so. I think it's all of Jalen Hurts with his legs and Dallas Goedert on a short passing game. Until Hurts can throw the ball, which again, I'll run this by a certain somebody who's in this chat who loves Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts was the real deal, why is Philadelphia trying to trade for Deshaun Watson? You've got somebody without legal issues and under a rookie contract, or somebody who's supposed to make lots of money and may never get on the field. Why would you want him when you have Jalen Hurts? Yeah, because it's the Eagles. If we were talking a different sport, then maybe, but Watson's obviously a legitimate quarterback, but they want in. They want in on this Watson rub and tug action.
Titans versus the Colts. Colts are
This one
home.
surprises me because it's only a 1 point spread. The Titans have been world beaters of late. Derrick Henry, you just can't even say enough positive about him, how good he's been this year. He leads the league by 300 rush yards. 300.
And what did I say? I said the same thing to you last week. Derrick Henry would have been my number one running back. And it's just been proven over and over. Titans defense, wake up.
Do you know who's number 2 in rushing? Because somebody called you out for drafting him in a keeper league. That should be a dead giveaway. Number 2 in rushing is that guy.
Oh, shit.
So, number 1 and number 2 in rushing are in this game, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of them this week, which I've been on that Carson Wentz wagon the last few weeks. I don't think this is a Carson Wentz game. I think this is a lot of Taylor, a lot of Henry, smash mouth
It's
football.
just a rundown.
I feel like, yeah, both teams are just going to run it down each other's throats, and whoever can actually hold will win this game. I think the Titans will win the game.
I think the Titans will, not easily, but I definitely see the Titans winning this. I don't think that's a debate. They've looked absolutely incredible.
They have. They've beaten 2 of the best teams in football the last couple of weeks and then lost the Jets, but, it's the Jets.
The Jets have to have their day.
They're juggernauts.
If I think Jones is playing, if I'm correct, a big day for receivers, or you just think it's going to be all running backs?
I mean, receivers are
we
going
have
to
Colts win.
points.
That's I don't believe that. I definitely think the Titans will.
You're still playing Michael Pittman. You're still playing AJ Brown.
They'll put up numbers,
get you some points, yeah, but they're not gonna. Oh,
running will win this game.
My bad. I thought that's funny. Yeah, running will win this game. Did I say brothers before? Is that why you said that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought I said the smarter of the, but that's why I was laughing. Running's
I hope you say. Yeah, I hope you say the smarter answer to this next game: Rams versus the Texans.
Yeah, well, that should be an easy answer, but again, it's one of these 14.5-point spreads.
Why?
I don't see any reason why the Rams can't cover this, but that's why we're going to talk about this. There's no more Mark Ingram in Houston. Can David Johnson finally do something?
Has David Johnson done something?
And we know that answer is no.
Last year I had David Johnson.
David Johnson's been useless. Like his first 2 years, and then it's been nothing since. I just want to check something real quickly because I don't think he's playing yet this week, but he's practicing.
Goes back to New Orleans. I'm buying a jersey tomorrow. You're going to buy a Brandon Cooks jersey tomorrow if he goes.
You should. Okay, they're projecting Tyrod Taylor to play. I know he's been practicing, so that helps them. But realistically, it's the Rams versus the Texans.
100%. So, do we feel? So I believe, if I check my stats over here, I believe Cooper Kupp is the number one receiving yards this year.
Yeah, and I believe it's not even close. He's the Derrick Henry of receiving yards.
I mean, I'm getting actual numbers. Just give me
the
one.
The positive is that Tyrod Taylor won't turn the ball over. That's the only thing that would ever throw a wrench into anything. Tyrod Taylor's always been good with not turning the ball over. He's not going to make any big plays, but he's not going to turn the ball over.
So we got Cooper Kupp, 809 yards.
The
next one being Chase.
Yep.
At 754. But yeah, and then Devontae Adams, but that's not going to make any.
Yeah, so obviously he's going to drop. Yeah, but that's what I mean. So Cooper Kupp's in good shape, and they do. I don't want to say they run it up, but last week I think it was, or 2 weeks ago, when they were up big, those guys were still in the game into the like halfway through the fourth, getting catches. So you don't have to be he's one of those guys that as long as they don't have a bye week, you're throwing in the lineup and he ain't coming out. I don't care who he's playing, and one of the best corners is on his team anyway, so you never have to worry about those matchups.
All right. So who are you thinking, sir?
The Rams are easily going to win the game. I think the Rams will also cover, just because the Texans. Cool, you've got Cooks, who's been above average, considering he's on a really bad team, but he's not enough to. You need to score points to keep up with the Rams. You're not going to stop the Rams, so.
Rams are fighting for that number one spot.
Well, again, they're in a division with an undefeated team.
Yep. I agree with that. We have the Chargers smoke the Pats. I don't know about this one.
Yeah, why is that? Is Tom Brady back on the Patriots? Did that happen at the trade deadline?
Yeah,
I missed it.
Freddie for one game only is coming back. No,
because you're on that Mac Jones train. Apparently, you love him so much.
I almost picked him up this week. Good old Derek Carr had to be on a bye week. It hurts.
You could always put Russell Wilson back in. I mean, it could work for you.
Yeah, I'll probably get as much points.
I feel great about the Chargers this week because they're coming off the bye. Gives Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, all those guys a chance to get healthy. Apparently, though, Eckler's still banged up.
I'm going to read you his note card if you give me just
okay, because I was going to take a peek at that. So go ahead and read it to me. The wide receivers being healthy is huge. I know the Patriots do have a couple of defensive backs who can make plays, but they've made plays against the Jets. So, J.C. Jackson, I hate to break it to you, not that you'd be watching the show, but you do shut down the Jets very well. That's a bold statement. I like it, but I don't know about that one. Within the next hour, Pete will find Austin Eckler's note card to tell us about it, and then we can move on to that love fest.
Austin Eckler was added to the Chargers injured report on Thursday, missing practice with a hip issue. He will have a strong chance of suiting up against the Pats. If not, the Chargers will have one of the least appealing backfields you've ever seen.
That is a fact.
With Justin Jackson, Kelly, and rookie Larry Rountree.
Yeah, Roundtree, but close enough. I give it to you. You're right. Their backfield would be ugly. If Eckler plays, the Chargers should win this game, and it's in Los Angeles. So I don't see any issues there.
I do see the Chargers win this without problems.
And now here's your bold prediction for the next one. Go ahead and light that one up.
Seahawks versus the Jags?
Yeah, light that one up.
I don't usually agree with this gentleman. He usually, could learn from the fantasy expert over here. But I will agree with him where I think Jags will win this game. I don't think Seattle's really that great right now. And I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is the answer as much as you guys think that I love Russell Wilson.
Seattle's defense is what's killing them, and it's always been their run the ball, play strong defense. Now they throw the ball, don't play any defense. They have two of the best wide receivers in football when healthy. No defense. So that only takes you so far. I just don't trust Urban Meyer, to be honest. I think he'll find a way. They may cover the spread. I think Urban Meyer will find a way to lose Jacksonville this game with bad play calling or something, or trick play. I just feel like Urban Meyer is going to be the one who loses Jacksonville this game.
So you're going to go with Seattle?
I'm going to go with Seattle. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game or a pretty game, but I just feel like somewhere late third, early fourth, Jacksonville's going to do something extremely stupid. It's going to backfire. The Seahawks will score off of that, and that will be the difference in the game.
James Robinson, wow. Is he going to have a big game? Projected for so much.
I would
think
hope
he's projected
so.
for 16 or 17.
He is, but again, you still need a quarterback to do something. Unless you're the Tennessee Titans, it's really hard to run the ball every single play and be productive. You're going to get 1 yard runs, 2 yard runs. Eventually, you got to get a first down so you can keep running the ball.
Ooh,
So you need Trevor Lawrence to show up.
this is an interesting one.
He is the oldest coach in football.
Do you think it's time? I think he retires after this year. If they don't make the playoffs, I don't see him sticking around any longer.
Well, then it's going to be hard for him to make the playoffs, but could I see him retiring? Absolutely. Do I think he will? Probably not. Only because he's still got Russell Wilson.
And you got to figure they have a nice Drew Brees, Sean Payton vibe going on over there in Seattle with them.
Yeah, but he wouldn't last a duration. If they gave Wilson one more contract to end out his career in Seattle, Carroll wouldn't make it through that.
No, I'm not saying, but hey, Drew Brees didn't make it through Sean Payton. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it wasn't vice versa. Like they didn't fire Drew Brees while they had Sean Payton.
Yeah,
the coach outlasted the player, and now you're seeing the difference. And same thing here.
Broncos versus Washington.
While we got action in this game, this is one of the questions I got. Both running backs are in this game, so that's why I will ask it, and that's why I waited. Somebody hit me up. They got offered a trade. The first trade was terrible. It was 2 for 2. It was 2 wide receivers for 2 running backs. I'm not even going to get into that one just because it was such a bad trade. So then it came back. Would you trade Williams on Denver for Gibson on Washington? I have the stats waiting, so I know them. On paper, it sounds really, really bad.
We got just to say Skins for the win.
Well, they need to win. I don't think they will.
So now hit me with it one more time. I'm listening. Hit me with the stats. Hit me with it all.
Antonio Gibson for Williams, Javonte Williams on Denver.
Okay.
So on paper, that sounds really bad. Gibson was, top 3 round pick in most leagues. So now you'd say, why would I do that? Washington doesn't look the same. And Gibson, even though he's up there in the league lead in rushing attempts, has not been productive. His last 2 weeks combined, he's got 11 fantasy points.
Gibson has 11 fantasy points.
In the last 2 weeks combined. He's trending in the wrong direction. You look at Williams, who's splitting carries. That's the only thing that would scare you. Is
we have a don't trade.
We have a don't trade. Williams, who's been trending in the correct direction, not getting enough carries, should be getting more carries. I thought he would have taken in, and I could be called out for that one. I thought he would have taken away Melvin Gordon's job by now. He did not. But with that being said, I missed hockey. Oops. My bad. Anyway, I thought he would have taken his job by now. The fact that he hasn't is a little concerning to me, but he's been trending in the right direction.
So you think Broncos will take this game?
I think the Broncos will take the game, but I'm just talking about the trade standpoint.
I mean, obviously, if I had Williams, I would not want to trade him with the looking good of the last couple of weeks. I mean, Gibson hitting that 11 points in 2 weeks, that's not acceptable. I mean, I believe when we did drafting way back when, he was one of the top running backs, if not up there.
He was definitely a top 3 round pick.
I was going to say at least top. I would even say top 20, but he has not been producing.
Oh, he definitely was a top 20-ish. Because I know he went right around 18, which is second round.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but this is not the Washington team that we thought we were going to see this year, as you mentioned earlier. And the Broncos have been looking impressive. So on that trade value, I would probably not do that trade if I had Williams. obviously, I think it's a big score if you get out Gibson, because Gibson, Washington just haven't been producing. And we're at the time in fantasy where you have to make trades or lose your leagues. And if you have a chance that somebody's going to be a sucker to take Gibson, you trade him away, because in just a short couple of weeks, you're making that playoff run. You're making these need to win moments, and you need to have players that can play. And Gibson has not shown that. And I think this is the last time you can get high value for him, because if you're not going to be able to get, if you wait another week, you're going to lose out on value. I think this is the time to trade him. If that answered your question to the fullness, sir.
Hey, it's an answer. I'm not gonna.
Would you not trade? Would you not trade him?
Here's the downfall. I don't know the settings for the league. You know, is it a PPR? What is it? Blah blah. Is it a keeper league, etc. If it's a keeper league, I'd be all for taking Williams, because Melvin Gordon, I really can't see being on Denver next year.
No.
So you gain so much value for a later end pick. You know, where if it's keeper league, you might get him for that value. So if you took him in the 8th round, 9th round, 10th round, much more value. I would like to see him get more touches. He's outscored Gibson 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Yeah, 2 out of the last 3 weeks. But last week he scored 14 fantasy points, which is nice. But he only had 4 rushes. He's been doing it receiving. You know, I need him to get more carries. And that's the only thing that scares me away. Like I love the Gibson coming into the year, and then Washington just decided to
shit the bed, and that's what I'm saying. Like, definitely, like I said, I see Broncos are just much better overall, and I definitely see them walking away, especially home. Please.
Your favorite game.
We got the next game is the Bucks versus the Saints.
Go ahead. You talk about that while I dissect this.
Yep, we're going to bring it on right now.
Are you feeling safe about Galladay? Because that's a lot to move for Kamara.
So what do we got here?
Made a big trade.
Blockbuster trade. Yes, they Gibson, Godwin, and for Kamara and Galladay.
So Judy's coming off the injured list. He's supposed to play this week, which is nice. And thank you for the follow, by the way, Squid. Judy will help their offense. Godwin's, what Godwin's been. Unfortunately, they spread the ball out a lot. But on the bright side is it's another Antonio Brown this week, so Godwin and Evans should both do their parts. Mixon is number 2 behind Derrick Henry. We're a big shock here. In carries. So he's going to get the ball. So do you trust Kenny Galladay enough? Obviously, you do if you made that trade. You love Kamara or you have enough faith in Galladay that he can replace trading away 2 big wide receivers. I mean, the core looks great.
Well, Galladay does get hurt a lot. I will agree with Greg on that statement. That's why that's a tough. But we have a follow-up with we got Bateman, Robbie Anderson. Yeah, but what Carter ain't been doing much.
Are you feeling good about Robbie Anderson at this point as well? Bateman's going in the right direction. They have a bye, which doesn't help. But everybody's very high on Bateman. But Robbie Anderson's not been doing anything. Carter's getting there. He just needs to stop fumbling. So overall, I mean, again, you have a really nice core. You have one of the better quarterbacks. You have 2 top running backs, like first-round running backs, where Mixon's, 2nd or 3rd round pick. And then you got Terry McLaurin still, which is nice.
It is a nice for a 12-man team. That's not bad.
Well, he's going on to what you just said. This is where you got to make moves.
Yep.
Or get left behind.
I want to just do a very big shout out because this man is smart and has Kyler Murray as his quarterback.
Yeah, unlike someone here.
You know what? I lost the opportunity because you all wanted to take him from me because you knew how much I fucking was on board with him.
Yep.
But what I'm not on board with is this next game. Tampa Bay versus the Saints.
Oh, God.
Saints are going to win by 75.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See,
this is such a painful game because you're such a Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski lover, but then, now they come to your division and you just hate them so much. Like they're the worst players in football all of a sudden.
We got Saints will win. Oh. Winston will throw 400 yards. So,
yeah, you're absolutely right. You can find wide receivers anywhere. So, the Tim Patricks, like I said, Judy's coming back, so Tim Patrick loses some value, but there's always somebody like that sitting around. Curtis Samuel, who's been hurt all year, maybe eventually he comes back and Washington can move the ball. Something like that. You could definitely find wide receivers. I always tend to try and get the running backs. I fully agree with you there. You have 2 first-round running backs. I believe the Saints had a bye, right? The Saints had their bye. Yeah, so both your running backs don't have to worry about buys, so you're in great shape there. So yeah, I like your gamble. I'm not denying that. You have a great core. As long as they stay healthy, which is always a risk with fantasy. But yeah.
A very solid team.
Back to this awesome game. So no Antonio Brown again.
Peyton does not let Winston open it up.
Do you blame him?
We also have Winston will throw for 400 yards. So which is it? And like you said, Antonio Brown is not playing. Will that matter? Absolutely not. You know why? Because Brady has Godwin. He has Evans. Look at the week that Evans had last week. You also have big plays being made by Mr. Leonard Fournette.
Oh, now we're loving Lenny. We're loving Lenny.
I drafted him way back when in fantasy. Don't you forget.
Yeah, you could say that.
Evan is against Lattimore.
If I remember correctly, Lattimore was also covering. Yes, you are right about that in the past, but I'm pretty sure Lattimore was covering DK Metcalf on that 87-yard touchdown as well. Mm-hmm. So the Saints offense, the Saints need to open up their offense because we know the Bucs are going to score, and the Bucs still play defense for the most part. So can the Saints score? Can Callaway do his work?
No.
Can Troutman? Oh wait, never mind. Let me backtrack. Can Kamara get 45 touches in this game for them to score 48 points and hang in the game?
No. I think Kamara will get points.
He's going to get points. Unfortunately, the Buccaneers do have a really good run defense. But he's going to need to catch the ball, obviously, because we've seen their offense.
Saints fans are living in the past. Listen, Sean Payton is a fantastic head coach, and I defy anybody to say differently. Jameis Winston I'm getting carried away. Jameis Winston should never been quarterback. All praise good old Taysom Hill. Do we see maybe Taysom Hill having more touches? Nope. Maybe even being on the field would be nice.
They brought Mark Ingram in for a reason, and it's because Taysom Hill is not the answer to anything. Maybe he's your tight end, but you're paying him like
a quarterback.
You're paying him quarterback money to sit on the bench and run the ball 5 times a game. He's not the answer, and I wouldn't be shocked unless the Saints make a legitimate run that neither one is on the team next year.
$35-18.
Taysom Hill's fantasy points: 0.22, 2.1, 9.2, 17.76, 2.6, and 0 against the Seahawks last week.
I defy anybody who had points first in that Seahawks game.
Okay, but he couldn't
But do you see? I don't see him doing. That's what I'm saying. Kamara is going to give points. However, I'll bring it up in a second. We'll get points, and that will be it until Mark Ingram and they get back into the flow of things. I think this is a game that the Saints are going to go in knowing they're probably not going to win. It sucks. It's a division game, but what can we do? Kyler Murray's going for 30 tonight. Hopefully, we'll stay. Quarterback has been point. Let me tell you something. I 100% agree. I think he will be going 30 points. Kyler Murray is one of the best quarterbacks in the game right now. We also have a trade. We have trade Henderson. What is that? And Julio and Carter for Cooks.
My question would be, well, which one are you getting? I'm assuming because it's trade Henderson and Monty. God, I think so. I think I would do that. I get it that you're giving up 3 running backs, one of which is hurt, but I think I would do that because McCaffrey's the number 1 player. And Cooks is, I would say, more reliable than Julio because Julio is hurt all the time. Yeah, I think I would do that. You always want to. One of the rules of trading is to always get the best player. You're getting the number 1 fantasy running back coming into the year, so you're getting the best player. And don't get me wrong, I love Henderson.
Yeah, I'll throw support. Do it. Yeah, that's 100% a trade I would do as well.
But yeah, you're getting the best player. He should be back within a week or 2. I think he has to sit out 1 more week with the IR return. So then you're getting 7-8 weeks of his fantasy value with the number 1 player. I think so. And if Cooks gets traded to a contender, that's even bigger. Unless he goes to a team that has a ton of wide receivers. Say he got traded to the Cardinals, which wouldn't be good. But like I've been calling for Cooks to go back to the Saints. If he goes there, that's a great move. Winston's all over the place, but they need a receiver to take the reins of that offense without Michael Thomas. So he's somebody who can solidify their offense. I've heard Packers rumors, but it just doesn't make sense. They have weapons that they like. I don't see Cooks being a fit there. But other than that, like I said, he's a great fit for the Saints. So
we got Pete makes trades. Maybe it'll help with your losing streak. I don't know if you know this, sir. I am number 1 first in the family league. Looks like I'm going to go back to back like I did in your league. So I'm just going to point that out. Talk to the champion when you actually beat the champion. So, moving on.
Well, hold on. I know you're in a rush. But yeah, James, I think do that trade. If you're comfortable, Montgomery's a top back, Henderson's a top back. If you're comfortable with what you got to pair with McCaffrey, do it. Because, like I said, you're getting the best player, and Cooks is great trade. And Michael Carter, with that Jets offense, you don't know what to expect. So Michael Carter's just is literally like a throw in. He might get 4 points, and he might get 20, and then he might get 2, and then 6. So, realistically, you're trading Henderson, Montgomery, and Julio for McCaffrey and Cooks. I think you got to take that. But now, go ahead, Pete. I know you're excited to get to this game.
Which one? The Cowboys Vikings?
Apparently.
Of course, I think the Cowboys are the best in that division. I think they are the far front runner for the playoffs.
So the Giants are not the best in that division, or the Eagles,
I
or the
know
football
it's tough
team.
To believe.
Yeah, real tough to believe. Yeah, like the Bills are the best in the AFC East. Well, you're just really blowing it away.
My question is, do you see this being a running back game?
Well, the Cowboys have the hottest cornerback in the league right now with Diggs.
All right, so we got a couple before we keep going. We have Greg that Vikings will win, and then we got Squid Cowboys will win by at least 7 on Sunday Night Football. That is correct. It is Sunday Night Football.
It's only a 2.5 spread. So, yeah, I think the Cowboys offense the Vikings offense can be great, but Kirk Cousins
Not so much.
is a bipolar fantasy option because he'll play down to bad teams and up to good teams. So, with that being said, you'd think he'd have a good week, but I just can't trust him. Justin Jefferson's great. Dalvin Cook's great when healthy.
Thielen's
very Thielen's consistent.
Consistent, yep.
I'm thinking that he's going to have to cover Jefferson. So you should get a big week out of Thielen. Just because Jefferson's the deep, big play threat. You know, you'll take Thielen getting 8 catches over Jefferson getting 2 huge catches. So I think Diggs will cover him.
Where do you end on this? Cowboys or Vikings, and how much?
I think the Cowboys will win the game. They'll cover the spread. Over under is 54, which looks like it's the highest of the week. So I also think it'll be one of those higher scoring games.
What do you mean? The 39.5 won't be? Come on.
It could be. You never know, you know. Well, I'd say a lot about that over the years.
Finally, we come to Monday Night Football, and we have the Chiefs versus the Giants.
So again, give me the questions. Is Mahomes now a bust? Is Mahomes going to wake up? Is this the game he wakes up? Do you play Daniel Jones?
No doubt the game he wakes up. That's not even a question. Mahomes, Hill, Travis Kelce, you have them. You are playing them. They are going to destroy the Giants. Look at the upset they got last week with the Titans. Not saying that it was a crazy upset, but it wasn't supposed to be. There is no way that the Giants will surprise anybody by being a good team. The Chiefs have not looked the Chief of old. I mean, they have definitely been suffering and not having the best record, but they still have major playmakers, and the Giants have no makers. So I'm telling you that the Chiefs are going to win at least by 25 points.
The only Giant surprise of this week will be that Saquon Barkley will play and get double-digit fantasy points. That is the only Giant surprise I'll give you, because everything else, yikes. It sounds like the receivers are not in good shape. I'm gonna do a quick recon on them because I know 2 of them were supposed to be back, and I don't think they will be.
I want to also hit some little bit of trivia for you guys. Just so you know, Tyreek Hill, for the first time all season, did not get me double points. And you're thinking, that bastard. Let me tell you something. He is still ranked number 5 in receiving yards. So I just want to point that out. That
when you have a 190-yard game, that definitely helps. Giants are optimistic that Galladay and Tony will practice tomorrow. Obviously, that's a big...
Well,
that is a hot take that he will actually play in a game this year and actually get fantasy points.
Because right now, I didn't hear you. Did you read the Saquon's little list? He practiced on Friday.
That would be hard to do because today is Thursday.
Will practice on Friday. Excuse me.
There you go.
Nailed it. Joe Judge is optimistic Saquon's ankle will return to the practice on Friday.
Yeah, returning on Friday will give him 2 days of practice before they suit up. Barkley would immediately return to RB1-2 borderline if he gets cleared to play. I think he's going to actually play. And the Chiefs' defense has been very ugly. So this is why I'm going with Barkley plays and actually gets points because their defense is so bad.
15?
I would say 12 because I don't know how many touches he'll get coming off of this. Obviously, we'll see when it shows up tomorrow when we, in the middle of the day and we're doing our thing and it pops up Barkley DNP again, then, You can say, hey.
But shout out to Booker, who's actually been producing.
Well, again, whichever running back plays, it's a good matchup for him. We got a 7-17 update of DK Metcalf to questionable. But again, you get that all in the week. If they practice Friday, they're probably going to play. Same thing with Barkley. So,
Chiefs win this?
God, if the Chiefs don't win this, if the Chiefs don't win this, yeah, the Chiefs need. This is the game that the Chiefs need to get back. To get themselves back on track. Giants defense up and down, been better of late. But the Chiefs need this game. Mahomes needs to go a game without throwing a pick or turning it over multiple times. Stuff like that. But this is a game that they need. Giants defense. Great last week, obviously. But, to be fair, they played the Rams, the Cowboys. But they're projected to get 0.16 this week for fantasy. I'm not saying that I'd ever play them, but they've had some real bad matchups this week.
I'm going to ask you, we're going to be looking on this list right now. I want you to give me and your thoughts, a guaranteed win and a guaranteed upset you could see happening.
Hold on, because I'm gonna answer his question. Going for this week, who the top three would be? I think Galladay. I'm thinking Galladay, Slayton, and I would love to say Tony. They like Shepard's, even though he's not old, is like old reliable, but Tony's got the explosive mechanic to his play. So I think Tony would be the three. So I would go Galladay, Slayton, Tony. They're also, I've been reading reports that the Giants are getting a lot of interest in Evan Ingram. So if they did go that route and end up trading him, if you can get these guys healthy, I could see them rolling 4 wide receiver sets and Barkley. Actually, I have to make locks for mine. I'll go see which mine were. Good. What was your question now? I want to answer him. You think the Steelers win? I think if Mayfield plays, I think the Browns will win that game.
I was just going to say, give me a guaranteed, no doubt win and a not surprising upset. Like for me, I think the Cardinals will win. That won't be an upset because it's going to happen. Kyler Murray is the greatest quarterback living right now. And I think the upset that nobody will see coming is the Saints taking down Tampa Bay.
The guaranteed win is the Rams. There's about 5 guaranteed wins.
Or I was just thought you were going to say the Bengals.
No, well, that's a guaranteed win also. But you know what? If the Titans can lose to the Jets, anything could happen.
That is fair.
Again, the underdog is the Lions. I did pick them to win, so I guess that would be my upset of the week. Does that count? Yeah, I would say them. The Lions are a dog that I think will win.
That's fair.
But thank you everyone for stopping in, the questions, the feedback, everything. I like it. Keep us going, get us talking. Sunday, I feel like somebody's gonna watch football this week. It's in my gut. It's a gut feeling. We'll see when Sunday comes around. But yeah, hopefully we get a nice week. There's only 2 teams on a bye, so there's not a lot of guys we're missing out on. So I think this will be a nice fantasy week for a lot of players. So I'm excited. I want some big numbers put up this week.
That sounds very good. And when we'll know if we're right or wrong?
When's that?
Next Thursday when we do this again. Remember, we do this live every Thursday over on Facebook, over on Twitch, and good old YouTube. If you're new to any of
Yes.
those, follow, like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. We got some nice video game content up. We also got the reaction to the Uncharted trailer over on YouTube. So hopefully you guys check that out. We'll be here next week where I'm going to be so happy when the Saints debunk Tampa and the Jets beat the Bengals.
Guys, Jets beat the Bengals. We're buying dinners all around.
Dinners all around. Thank you, Mr. J. Rush, for always joining me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone, again. Appreciate it.
And we'll see you next week.